Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have our Legends match for this evening. So the referees are walking out on the court. We have Mary Sederi, who's going to be our first referee today, and Rowan Johnson will be our second referee. Oh, there we go. So we have Alan Krasik and Vince Krasik stepping onto court. First time they have ever been on court together. We have Kevin Chisholm walking on the court on this side. We have Ian Cook. Gordon X-Ray Welsh out now. Former member of Kilmarnock Volleyball Club. Captained the men's national teams, coached the men's national team for a few years. We have Ian Ramage. And out we have David Ramage, father and son duo. We have Colin Giles, former Kilmarnock player, now PE teacher, Lanarkshire area, helping coach some of the younger athletes in the country. We have Barry Robertson. Barry has played volleyball for nearly over 40 years in Scotland, nearly 50 now, I believe. Now we have Phil Arnold from Team Fife. Phil's daughter Phoebe has been working with us on an internship over the last couple of months. Managed to persuade her dad to get back on the court. David Innes now coming out, one of the former Kilmarnock player. Stuart Edgar, former Kilmarnock and Scottish national team player. Here comes Scott Collins, former Glasgow Mets, still takes part, still represents Glasgow Mets Mets vets when they take part in the complaint every year. We have Nisbet Duffin from Jets, still plays sometimes, does Nisbet. We have Stephen Jackson. Out he comes onto court. Got Barry McGuigan, City of Edinburgh and Scotland player, former teammate of myself. Leslie Stoddart from Falkirk. There's Andy Fleming out on the court. Now all the fans cheering there. A little bit. So here we go. So we're starting our Legends game. Hopefully you can hear me all right, and Ali Jack isn't making too much noise on the audio. If you're a former legend, if you're a legend and you're watching, give us a comment and we'll give you a shout out. Maybe you need to come along next year and join in. We're always looking for more people to be involved in this. So we'll start this game off from the service line. Already a little bit of rotation issue from the Andy Fleming side. Colin Giles to serve first. Pretty sure these guys will be taking this game quite seriously. Pass there. Alan Krasick to Ian Cook with a big swing. Barry Robertson with a great pick-up. Free ball given away by Barry McGuigan. Alan goes back to David Ramage for the kill. As we said, Alan is a former Mets player. Played as a setter then, great pick-up. Free ball given away by Barry McGuigan. Back to Stuart Edgar. Alan goes back to down the line. Barry Robertson with a great pick-up. David Innes. Free ball given away by Barry McGuigan. Giles goes back to Scotty Collins for the kill. Scotty Collins back to serve. Good volleyball player in his day, but also now infamous for his behaviour, for his antics during Perth. That serve wasn't great. Barry Robertson coming on to libero for Scotty Collins there. Free ball. Ian Cook with a swing high off the hands. Colin Giles goes back to Stuart Edgar, who tips it. And that ball is down. Shaker with a jump serve. Bit of a miss hit, but that's an ace. Straight into the chest of David Innes. Stuart Edgar, former Kilmarnock middle hitter. Most recently played for South Ayrshire after coming out of retirement a few years ago. That was a big swing by Barry McGuigan down the line for the kill there. A little bit of chat between the teams, but that was definitely in. Barry most recently played as part of some beach pairings, played most recently with Graham Riddle. Stuart Edgar serving again, that one's in the net. Ian Cook back to serve. Ian's son, Sean. Ian Cook's son, Sean Cook, plays on the AVP Beach Tour currently. Has had a pretty couple of successful seasons, finished runner-up in a tournament last weekend. Sean also represented Scotland at the Commonwealth Games a few years, about 8 to 12 years ago, with his partner Robin Miedzabrodsky. Now we have Ian Ramage back to serve. Former Bells Hill player, I believe. By Maguna Pius, Colin Giles with a big reach. Edgar just volleys that over. Alan Krasick goes back to Gordon Welsh, who just clips that into the top of the tape and it stays on his side of the net. Gordon Welsh's wife, Fiona Welsh, she just coaches the under-20s and under-18s women's team for Scotland. Was away in Malta last weekend. Alan goes out to Gordon, who tips it. Barry picks that one up. Scotty Collins reaches. That's a clever tip by Colin Giles to keep it going. Alan goes back to Gordon, who puts that down in front of Scotty Collins. Nice quick swing by Gordon there. Still got the arm speed. Timeout taken by the Andy Fleming legend side. Wee bit of a discussion going on across the net. And after the timeout, the time is, score is, not the time, the score is 7-5. Both teams come back on the court. The Fleming team seems to be a little bit confused about rotations. Maybe they've figured it out now, haven't had a wee bit of a discussion there. David Innes to serve. Or is it Peter Campbell? I can't remember. I think it might be Peter Campbell actually. That serve is under the net. Float serve from Barry McGuigan down the line of Gordon Welsh. Sean Cook steps in, Ian Cook steps in to take that one. Colin Giles goes to Barry McGuigan, he's stopped by Ramage. Edgar with a roll shot, stopped by Krasick. McGuigan goes back to Edgar, who tips. And Ramage forgets he's blocking that time. McGuigan back to serve. You'll see Barry on Saturday coaching the City of Edinburgh men's team. He's come back in the second half of the season to help them out. Gordon Welsh with a nice high swing over the block for the kill there. I think some of these gents might still be able to play at the level of maybe First Division or maybe even some of them at Premier League division. Alan Krasick there. Dad Vince sitting on the bench. Not stepped on the court at the same time yet. See how that goes. Free ball over. Scotty Collins with swing, but it's well picked up by Cook. Giles goes back to Edgar. Hits cross court for the kill. Float serve from Colin Giles coming up. Ian Cook with a pass. Krasick goes back to Welsh, who gets stopped by Stuart Edgar. A little bit of Kilmarnock on Kilmarnock violence there between the two of the boys. Both former Kilmarnock players. Giles serving again. short, and he's not quite made it. Gordon Welsh to serve. McGuigan with a pass. Giles finds the middle, but it's a great pick-up by Krasic. Scotty Collins with the reach for the overpass, and he gets a kill there. Krasic goes out to Ian Cook, who gets slowed down on the block. Giles goes outside to Edgar, who hits cross court for the kill. (13-7). Scotty Collins serving again. Ian Cook with a pass. Good pass to Alan Krasic, uses Gordon Welsh in the pipe. It's picked up. Edgar with a punch. Nisbet with a lefty swing. Well chased down there. Alan Krasic with a swing. Scotty Collins, free ball in. Stuart Edgar cross court, picked up. Ian Cook with a roll shot. Kevin Chisholm takes that one through the middle. Sherger with a swing. Well picked up there. Nisbet with a swing. Four touches there. A little bit of aggro from the Andy Fleming team. Not sure if they're aware of the rules. Technically that first one counts as a block. I was informed by referees while we were away last weekend. Barry McGuigan with a serve. Colin Giles finds Kevin Chisholm, but miss hit by Kevin. Serve. Chisholm with a pass. Edgar tries to batter that one down the line. Doesn't work out quite so well. Edgar with a pass. Giles goes back to him. Edgar pushes that off the block and away for the kill. This is our final match of the evening. Next couple of days we have many more matches. We've got 12 matches over the next 3 days. Tomorrow we have the Students' Cup, College Cup, Student College, College Students. I'm not sure the exact name. yeah, we have the Students' Cup between Heriot Watt and Strathclyde, and then we have Edinburgh Uni versus St Andrews on the women's side. Those will take place tomorrow during the day. Tomorrow evening we have the Ball Time All-Stars. Where we will have so tomorrow we'll have the two student matches, then we'll have the Ball Time All-Stars game, where we will have many stars from across Scottish volleyball taking part in our match. We had a draft 2 weeks ago where we used the Ball Time AI statistics to inform us of who were some of the top athletes performing. We then asked the top two coaches from the men's and the women's division to select their team. We had a live draft and we had our team selected. So that match will take place tomorrow night. One of our own, Maddie Webber, Scottish Volleyball's Foundation Development Officer, will be taking part alongside some of her teammates from Suragazi. We also have some athletes from City of Edinburgh, from Glasgow Mets, who you'll also be able to see at the Cup Finals on the Saturday. We have some players from Edinburgh Jets as well. Those two teams, the women's division, will be coached by Ian Brownlee and Kenny Moretta. The men's competition will be coached by Jazz Orr from Sioux and Bill Stobie of Nuvok. And that will be our matches tomorrow night. So come along and check those out. There's good highlight, great volleyball going on show for those two games. There we go, that was Ian Cook just putting Colin Giles on his backside there. Nice big joust from Ian to get the win. And a bit of theatrics from Mr. Giles there to try and sell it, see if he could win the point, but didn't manage that. Score is 16-14. Deep serve by Ian Cook, and that ball is long. Kevin Chisholm serve. That roll shot from Golden Welsh scores. This team's kind of getting back into the game now. The score is 17-15. I think we're seeing a super sub coming in here to serve. Stevie Jackson back to serve. Well picked up by Alan Krasik. The second ball attack. Scotty Collins read that. Comes off his head. Seems to be a few disagreements going on here between the two teams and the officials. Harry McGuigan back to serve. Ian Cook with a pass. Krasik finds the middle. It's picked up. Giles goes out to Stewart again. That's quite wide. Stewart's able to touch it. Seems to be a few of these gentlemen are getting a bit frustrated with the game going on. Obviously wanting to perform a little bit better than they are. Gordon Welsh deals with that pass well. Alan Krasik goes back to him. That ball's into the tape. Colin Giles is going to claim the block, but I'm pretty sure that ball did not cross the net. 2015. Looks like we're getting a sub here. We have Leslie Stoddart coming on for Nisbet Duffin. Gordon Welsh with the pass. And that ball swing from Phil Arnold is not blocked by Stuart Edgar. Stuart Edgar with a clever tip there for the kill. Just over the top of the block. Ian Cook with a great pass to Alan Krasick. Gordon Welsh swings, that comes off the block. And there was no touch on the block there. 22-16. Sub there, Andy Fleming coming in. Colin Giles still at the service line. And that is in. Colin Giles, former, I think, played volleyball when he was younger in school and everything, then ended up having a relatively successful football career, I think, playing football at a decent level, and then came back into the volleyball game in later life, joined the Kilmarnock, and playing with them for a few years. Playing with Kilmarnock and also getting his first few caps for Scotland. Played on a couple of teams with Colin for over the years for the national team. Gordon Welsh back to serve. Here you go, here's some trivia for you. The first time my first cap ever for Scotland was coming on to serve for Gordon Welsh. So it was the first time I've ever stepped on the court for Scotland, was when we were playing Northern Ireland at the Kelvin Hall. I came on to serve for Gordon Welsh. Quite a few years ago. Gordon also coached the national team, the men's national team, for one trip that we went on to Iceland or Andorra, I'm not too sure. Fortunately selected for that team. By McGuigan with the swing out of pipe. For a kill. Stuart Edgar back to serve. Former Kilmarnock player. Took some time out. Oh, no, sorry, Scotty Collins back to serve from Glasgow Mets. And Gordon Welsh with that one slipped through his fingers to finish that set. And that's the set finished, 25-19. Say this is our last match for the evening. Tomorrow we all start again with the Student Cup finals. We've got 2 games and then we have 2 All-Star matches. Barry Robertson with a great pick-up. Free ball given away by Barry McGuigan. Allen goes back Saturday, we have our 2 plate finals. Edgar with a roll shot, stopped by Krasic. Sunday we have McGuigan all our junior competitions, so our under-16s and our under-18s. And Ramage will be here at the Pleasance all weekend, so if you're interested, come along. Gordon Welsh with a nice high swing over the block for the kill there. You can find them on the Scottish Volleyball website. Ian Cook with a pass. Come along and check out all the matches. Who gets stopped by Stuart Edgar. A little bit of Kilmarnock on Kilmarnock for those 2 games. Stuart Edgar with a clever tip there. Into the kill. And the winner of that last set was the Barry Robertson team. Let's see if the Krasic team, sorry, the Fleming team can make a change this time. We've got some change. If we have any more changes on court. Andy Fleming's keeping himself on for this set. Still got Phil Arnold through the middle. Alan Krasic to serve. Barry Robertson to Scotty Collins. Stuart Edgar still manages to get a swing of that. And that's not particularly well controlled by Ian Cook. And Barry McGuigan's able to reach up and kill that one. Colin Giles serving. Oh, Andy Fleming looking through his fingers to see if he's got the ball. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could see what I could see, we've got our photographers from Volleyball Photos, Michael and Lynn here. We've got Michael trying to balance on a stool right now. Not sure if it's his safest, best decision that he's ever made. Oh, we're up there. We're up here. Just to get that extra 2 feet of height to get the angle just right. Hopefully he gets a good shot out of it. Gordon Welsh will serve. Barry McGuigan steps in the pass. Giles goes out to Leslie Storm, hits it off. Andrew Fleming for the kill. Just because your Scottish volleyball is present doesn't mean you're immune to getting tooled off the block. Andy still helps with the coaches, the Mets Vets team that always take place, always step up and play in the Scottish Plate every year. For a couple of successful years early on, but obviously they're all getting a little bit older now, so had a couple of tough defeats, I think a couple of 3-2s over the last couple of years to put them out in the first round of the Plate. Maybe next year they'll get back into it again. Roll shot by Ian Cook for the kill. I don't know if that was an attempted pancake by Barry McGuigan or he just fell over. Either way, he didn't get up. Phil Arnold to serve. Just passed by Colin Giles, finds Kevin Chisholm in the middle for the kill. Barry McGuigan with a serve to Alan Krasic, great pass. Ian Cook swings high off the block, but it's picked up. McGuigan goes behind to Edgar. Rolls the ball off Andy Fleming's block. Leslie Stoddart swinging deep. Fleming is stopped by Stuart Edgar. Ian Cook with the roll shot. Chisholm steps into set after the dig by Giles. Ball's over Ian Cook with a roll shot. Barry McGuigan steps in. Stuart Edgar with a roll shot, and that does not make it over. Few old boys getting a wee bit aggro at Mary Sideri refereeing, saying that she should have called a carry there. Just be quiet, old man. Get on with it. Hopefully she'll pull out the card soon. Free ball given away. Tipped by Peter Campbell. Nope, not Peter Campbell. David Innes, sorry. And that is another error by Team Fleming. You can see our lovely new LED boards that we have this year. Well, new for the cup finals, obviously. We've partnered with IBB. We have partnered with IBB LED to get these LED boards. We're going to have a deal with them for the next 3 years to have these up here. Really adds something to the finals atmosphere. Looking for a VAR decision up on that side, and that ball was definitely in. Not sure what they're complaining about. Colin Giles with the tip for the kill. As I said, we have Mary Sideri as our first referee, and our own competitions officer, Rowan Johnson, as the second referee. Well picked up. Andy Fleming with a set, and that's a kill by Gordon Welsh. Float serve. We're with the pass, not his best. Leslie Stoddart gets a great swing on that one. Gordon Welsh with a kill down the line, straight over the top of Colin Giles. Sure Giles won't like me saying that it was over the top, but I think it was. Gordon's starting to get in a bit of a rhythm now. Score is 7-6. You see from the LED boards, we have volleyball photos here this weekend. Providing all our official photographs. You can check them out at volleyballphotos.co.uk. If you see yourself on them and you'd like to purchase one. And that's a missed pass. Oh, great touch. Wee bit of football skills. And that is great play there. Did we get that one? Great scrambling from both teams to keep that ball alive. Finlar with a big swing. Colin Giles with a volley into the deep corner. And that's a kill. Some nice volleyball there. Some of these old boys have still got it. I think the teams are a bit confused about who's serving. There we go. Colin Giles to serve. Free ball given over by Alan Krasick. Colin Giles goes back to Leslie Stoddart. Andy Fleming with the swing. Colin Giles tried to use his chest and that did not work. Short serve by Andy Fleming. Colin Giles goes back to Barry McGuigan, who gets blocked. Scramble up by Barry Robertson. Fleming with a tip, Robertson picks it up. Giles goes back to McGuigan, who rolls it down the line for the kill. Clever shot by Barry there. That ball's out. Giles with a set out to McGuigan, who swings down level. It's a great pick up by Krasic. But Andy Fleming isn't able to react quick enough. He just bounces off him. Alan Krasic there, cleaning up a little wet spot. Maybe there was a wet spot, maybe they're just taking a little bit of a time out, give themselves a little break. Ian Cook with a pass. Giles goes back to Fleming, who gets picked up by Giles. Barry McGuigan with a big cross-court swing for the kill. Time out by Andy Fleming. 8-12 down in this second set. Already 1 set down in this best of 3 match. As I said, get along to the Pleasance Sports Centre if you're interested in watching some volleyball this weekend. We have volleyball all weekend for the next 3 days. Lots of volleyball on show. Big swing by Ian Cook, but that was blocked. Scotty Collins with a float serve. That is ineffective, that's in the net. Seen a lot of these guys playing their volleyball careers over the years. Hopefully maybe after this we'll see some of them getting involved in coaching and being involved in the Scottish volleyball community a little bit more. Obviously Andy Fleming's the Scottish volleyball president currently. Vince Krasic coaches Cali West and obviously has done his national team coaching career for a while. But nice to see a lot of the knowledge that's on the court just now helping out with some of the younger athletes and supporting their volleyball journey. Hopefully next year we'll be able to list some of the things that they've done to help us going forward. Reach Nice Stoddart there. Ian Cook with a left-handed swing for the kill. Pass by McGuigan to Giles, who goes outside to Edgar. Big cross-court hit. Phil Arnold didn't have much chance in digging that. Served by Stoddart. Nice swing by David Ramage. Ian Cook back to serve. Giles goes outside to Edgar, swings high off the hands for the kill. Starting to see some of these guys getting into their rhythm a little bit now. Kevin Chisholm to serve. Andy Fleming with a big swing. Barry McGuinn gets a touch on it. Giles sets it out to Edgar, who tips the ball, and that's out down the line. Some of them not so sure on the rotation, still figuring that one out. Giles goes behind to Stoddart, who has to tip that one. Ian Cook with the overpass, but Alan Krasick wins the battle with Scotty Collins. Oh dear, Giles with a bit of a ball thump. Mari Sideri just letting that one go. Edgar with a pass, Giles back out to Edgar, the kill. Andy Fleming gets a touch, but that was a net fault. And Gordon Welsh is blocked there. And again. Twice in a row, Colin is stopped by Scotty Collins. Stuart Edgar to serve, taking a 18-14 lead. Phil Arnold with a tip, Edgar covers it, Giles goes to Scotty Collins. It's picked up by Fleming. And Cook sets a little bit wide, but Gordon Welsh does a good job putting them under pressure. McGuigan with a great roll shot just down the line, over the top of the defender. Lands that right in the corner. You can see that Barry used to play a lot of beach. Stuart Edgar still at the service line. Goes short. Pulling Stuart Edgar, pulling Gordon Welsh out the passing unit. Alan Krasick with a tip for the kill. Barry didn't see that one coming. Alan Krasick with the float serve. Edgar picks that up. Giles tries the same thing as Alan did, but not quite as successful. Alan Krasick still at the service line. Clips the tape. Scotty Collins picks it off the tape. McGuigan gets stopped by Fuller, but he swings at that one. That's Ian Ramage with a swing off the block there for the kill. Team Fleming coming back into this one off the back of Alan Krasick's serves. Scotty Collins goes, Giles goes and Stuart Edgar with a tip for the kill. Some of these old men can't get down quick enough to get that ball up. Certainly takes them a while to get back up afterwards, that's for sure. If they're willing to put themselves on the court, we're allowed to laugh at them. Them's the rules with the legends. Timeout by Team Fleming. Maybe some of the old boys just need a rest, or maybe there's some tactical information again. Who knows? Oh, we've got our photographer Michael climbing down off that stool. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's been stuck up there for the last 10 minutes. Just trying to figure out how he gets back down. Now I can get my stool back so I can sit on it. Thanks. Hopefully we got some good photos out of that one. Got Colin Giles back to serve after that timeout. Colin Giles to serve. See some Vince Krasick warming up in the corner, so it looks like he might be getting ready to come back into the game. Roll shot by Gordon. Straight to the hands of Scotty Collins, and that's down on the Barry Robertson team side. Gordon Welsh to serve. Leslie Stoddart into the antenna. We were looking to have a women's legends game this year. Unfortunately, weren't able to get enough people to sign up. So if you're interested, get in touch now. If we're looking to do we're trying to do a women's one next year. Share those who you might know that would be interested in taking part. Scotty Collins, Metch legend, back to the service line. And that ball is long. Getting a substitution here. Stephen Jackson on to serve. Former Kilmarnock middle blocker. Had one of his hips replaced last year, so it's a lot easier for him to walk, but still needs the other hip replaced. So he's only really doing serving. You learn all the facts in this commentary booth. Gordon Welsh steps in to take that. Ian Cook gets blocked by Kev Chisholm. And Ian Cook looks distraught with that one. Oh, Vince Krasick's on. Vince is just going to stand in the corner, I think. I think he's not going to be moving very much, he says. That's what it looks like. Ian Cook with a pass. Nice swing by David Ramage for the kill. And his dad, Ian Ramage, back to serve. Stuart Edgar rolls that one along the tape and down. And that brings up set point. And technically match point. I think we're going to play all 3 sets. On that service short. Vince Krasic subbed himself off again after playing those 2 points. Ian Cook to serve. That ball's a bit too tight, 23-24. Getting exciting here. Ian Cook still on the service line. Can they hold off match point? McGuigan with the pass. Giles goes to Kevin Chisholm, and that's the kill. 25-23. And that's 2-0, so we're going to go to the third set. We will play a third set between these two. And we are back with this third set here. Colin Giles starts off with a tough serve. And he forces their team to give away a free ball. Giles goes back out to Barry McGuigan, who just rips it cross court for the kill. Barry continuing on where he left off the last set with some nice hitting. Both teams setting up the same way as they did in the first set. Or the end of that set, sorry. Giles with the serve. Gordon Welsh giving away a free ball. Barry McGuigan with another big swing. Probably. We're just asking, can anyone hear Margaret? She's asking in the chat, can we hear her? Microphone's on, we're live. Maybe we'll see Barry McGuigan suiting up on Saturday for City of Edinburgh the way he's playing. But he might need a few days to recover after this one. Gordon Welsh with a swing. Bottom of the net. Maybe we need to put the net down for these old boys. Andy Fleming there trying to change the scoreboard. Get a few points back for his team. Roll shot, Scotty Collins picks it up. Leslie Storrett, Giles with a swing. Ian Cook picks it up. Gordon Welsh with a swing, and he gets it a little bit higher this time, high off the hands for the kill. Alan Krasick pops that one at the top of the tape. Chat is on, quick poll is up there. Who's going to take the second, who's going to take the third set? Are Andy Fleming's team going to get the set? Or is it going to be a 3-0 win for Team Robertson? Gordon Welsh puts that one high off the hands for the kill. Welsh back to serve. His wife Fiona Welsh will be coaching the Suragazi second team, who will be taking on St Andrews in the women's plate competition on Saturday morning. So come along and check that one out. Ian Cook trying to be cheeky and go off the hands there. Yeah, Suragazi 2 taking on St Andrews women on Saturday morning. Stuart again puts that in the net. David Ramage with a serve. McGuigan with a pass. Giles throws it outside to Scotty Collins. Gets that one off the block. Scotty Collins again. Gets blocked this time. Giles goes behind to Stoddart, who swings high into the net. Bit of miscommunication there. Nisbet Duffing coming on for Lindsay Stoddart. Tipped by Kevin Chisholm. Roll shot from Ian Cook straight at Colin Giles. Ian Cook cross court, picked up by Barry Robertson. Scotty Collins on the outside, rolls that one into the net. And we're all tied up at 6 each. McGuigan with a pipe, and that is wide. Ramage still at the service line. They've taken the lead here on this side. Timeout for Team Robertson. You're going to check out, come see the volleyball this weekend. Plenty of matches still to go this weekend. 12 matches over the next 3 days. All of them taking place here at the Pleasance Sports Centre. Great opportunity to see some high-level volleyball. See what teams are going to walk away with the coveted Scottish Cup. Who's going to win the plate? Still have the ball time All-Stars. Interesting to see who's going to win the ball time All-Stars match. Big block, but that's dug back over. Giles goes outside to Scotty Collins, who swings high. And that one's long. Ramage at the service line. Other Ramage this time. Kev Chisholm with a nice tip to score. Kevin recently was helping Ali Jack with the men's national team. Then before that was working alongside Ali again when he coached City of Edinburgh for a couple of seasons. One of the seasons we took part in the European CV Challenge Cup. Got the opportunity to go to Bergen in Norway to take on the Bergen Vikings, Viking volley. It's a great experience for all of us involved. We're in the best result. We lost 3-0, 3-0. It was a great opportunity to showcase Scottish volleyball, take it to the European competition. Float serve by Chisholm. You would just throw that one off the block. And that is an ace. And Stuart Edgar seems to have moved to the middle this time. Scotty Collins moving to the outside. That one just beats Ian Cook for height there. Can't get his hands above it. And we are tied up at 11 apiece. That one doesn't even make the net. Usually that means donuts for the team. McGuigan goes for power there and doesn't quite work out, just clips into the tape. McGuigan again, roll shots deep line, and that ball's out. It's 14-11, it's a set point. Pass by McGuigan. Giles goes out to McGuigan now, tips the ball down the line, but Andy Fleming picks it up. Krasic goes outside to Gordon Welsh, who gets blocked by Colin Giles. Nice little fun steer down there from Colin. And when Gordon played together for a wee while in the Kilmarnock team. Andy Fleming with a pass, free ball, control ball, down ball by Ian Cook. Gordon Welsh picks it up. Alan Krasic goes back to Gordon Welsh, who gets stopped by Stuart Edgar this time. Another Kilmarnock player. You'd think his friends might let him past every now and again, but not this time. 13-14, it's all nearly getting close again. Are they going to score the point here to win this set? Ian Cook. Phil Arnold sets up to Gordon Welsh. So Giles goes back to Barry McGuigan. Cuts the ball, but Andy Fleming is there, read that well. Gordon Welsh swings high off the hands for the kill. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end. That is the 15 points. So the match finishes 2-1 to Team Robertson. Team Fleming winning the third and final set, 15-13. Thank you for tuning into the viewing tonight. It's great to see some old faces out on court. Hopefully we'll see them a lot more over the coming years, being involved in coaching or refereeing or some way involved in Scottish volleyball. Giving back to the next generation of future talent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our all for this evening. We will be back tomorrow for our Student Cup competition. Our first match will be between Strathclyde University and Heriot Watt, where we'll see many national team players taking part in that competition. So we will see you tomorrow at the Pleasance Sports Centre. Good night.